to the founder and CEO of The Ugly Brand, the amazing Koach K.
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up. Yes, indeed.
Hey.
How y'all
Welcome
doing?
aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me.
You chill, too, so you be cool like you do this a lot. You do this a lot?
Yeah.
I like that. She real
Yeah,
cool
she's
with it.
like, I
I
ain't
like
new to
that. I
this.
like that. So, Coach K, we going to get right into it.
Yeah,
Wifey?
The Ugly Brand.
Okay.
We want to get
I
right
want
to
to know
it.
about the name.
We want to know, tell us about who Koach K is and talk to
And
us
where did
about
you
The
get
Ugly
the name,
Brand.
The Ugly
The
Brand?
Ugly
Yes.
Brand.
Yeah.
All right, so I am Kelly Kales. I am The Ugly Brand. So The Ugly Brand came from, I used to be in an entrepreneurial group, a lot of entrepreneurs, and you meet every morning, you speak with an entrepreneur talk. You know, one thing I learned is that if you want to do something, you need to surround yourself around people that's doing the same thing. So
There you go.
I got hooked up with a lot of entrepreneurs, and there was one guy in here who was telling us about the necessity of creating content. This is the beginning of COVID, and so how content was really taking over, and you had to be comfortable, find a way to comfortable. I'm like, man, I'm not comfortable doing this. Like, I want to record it that way I can edit it, and then I can go back and I can make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And he's like, nah, you need to do it ugly. And I was like, what? And he's like, do it ugly. I'm like, all right, cool. First time I did it, my lighting was horrible, my sound was horrible, but I still felt great because I did it. And so the more you do it, the better I got at it. And so at the time, I was in an entrepreneur group. I was a real estate agent in the DMV area. And I put it all down because I started the brand. And I realized how important it is that everybody needs to realize things don't have to be perfect. Perfection really doesn't exist. You need to do things ugly. So it's not, you have things like,
I like
you
that.
know, Nike, just do it, but ours is different. You need to do it ugly. You don't need to do it no matter what it looks like.
So if you're afraid, yeah, y'all give it up. Y'all give it up. So, in other words, if you're afraid to do it,
If
do
you're
it
afraid to do
anyway.
it, you need
If
to
you
do it
don't
anyway.
have it all way figured out, do it anyway.
Do it scared, do it ugly, do it now. You know what I'm saying? We living on borrowed time. You know what I mean? So you don't know how long you're going to be here. You don't know when God's going to call your number. So the point is for me, and the way I realize and the way I operate my life is everything is about legacy. So if I'm waiting and still writing things down and taking all these notes and I'm trying to get everything together and then God calls me home, then what?
Then you
know what I'm
missed
saying?
it.
So then I missed my assignment, right? And I think that everybody has an assignment, and I can't, because if I miss the assignment, God's gonna give it to somebody else.
There you go.
Right? So everybody can do motivational speaking, but nobody can speak like me. You can have a clothing brand, but your clothing brand ain't like mine. So even though people might not do things because they're saturated, it's saturated. Everybody's doing a podcast. Yeah, but it's not like you. It's not going to hit like you.
Yep.
And you can sit and listen to, and you guys have been married, you know what I mean? Your wife could tell you something, you don't hear it from her, but if I say it, you like, oh yeah, can that make sense?
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta, it's other people, and whoever you're hearing it from, it's people gonna receive it better that way. So, this is my assignment. So that's why I put everything else that I was doing down, and I'm now building up the brand, not just a clothing brand, but as well as an Ugly University. Right now, we're working on a coaching program to work with people who struggle with perfectionism, so to speak. So I want everyone to understand you can really, really thrive. You really do thrive in your imperfection. It's really, really thrive.
I think that's amazing, and it's very true what you state. And so to get other people that perspective is dope, because that's the one thing that hinders a lot of people, especially
Absolutely.
our black and brown people,
Absolutely.
from pushing, right? They just don't see the whole structure, or they don't see the whole financial situation. They don't have the backing, so they just stay stuck.
I don't have the backing either, but here we are.
You just do it.
Here we are. You know
So
what I mean?
that's the same thing. A lot
the
of
backing I have is sitting right out there. My mother, my dad, and my aunt. You know what I mean? I just
And so give it up for them, though. Let's give it up for them, though, for betting with you and believing in you.
Yes.
They see your energy. They see your
Yeah.
passion, because we can see it, right? Just sitting here right now, I can tell that you really believe what you say.
Absolutely.
You really betting with yourself.
Yeah.
You really believe
this
it.
is my life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally, I cut the tip of my finger off on Sunday.
Wow.
In a machine, and I was hosting an event in my house. And so I told my folks that was coming over the house, I'm like, look, y'all, we're going to have to push it back from 3 to 5. I can go to the hospital real quick. You know what I'm saying? I cut the tip of my finger off. Called my dad, and I was like, hey, bro, I need you to take me to the hospital. You know what I mean? But I realized this, and I literally had a friend that came to me that sent me a voice message today, and the message was really crazy. He sent me a message. Man, didn't even say good morning. It's a pet peeve for me to don't say good morning or like an introduction. If you just send me a text message and don't it's
greet
a pet
you.
peeve. I
Right.
hate it, right? But he sent me a message this morning, and he said, Kelly, I wanted to let you know, it was so crazy. I was thinking about a Bible verse, and it says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. And he went on to say some more stuff, and he said something like, even in your bad days, even when you make a mistake, surely goodness and mercy will follow you. And so I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, I'm having a hard time. For the past 3 days, I've been struggling with my finger because I'm like, this could have been avoided. People been telling me, Kelly, you need to slow down. You're doing a lot. You're doing too much. You need to slow down. And I realized that had I probably slowed down, this probably not have happened. But surely goodness and mercy still follow me. I still have my finger.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The skin's going to grow back. The healing process is hurtful, but what healing process is not hurtful, right? And so everything that I do and everything that I go through, I find some type of way to find the ugly in it, because even if it's ugly, on the other side of ugly, there's always going to be beauty.
Oh, yes.
So
Y'all give it up for this one.
Yes.
Let me tell you something right now.
Yes, Coach K.
What you saying hits home for me because I listen to programs that state what you state, right? And so I know it's factual. The energy is amazing that you have.
it.
You have amazing energy,
I
right?
appreciate it.
And so if you have this kind of energy and someone can't bet with you, it's something wrong with their energy.
Yeah.
That's
Because
right.
it exudes greatness. It exudes perseverance. And like I just met you here.
Yeah.
But I can see and feel the energy that you're putting forward. The way you betting on yourself.
Yeah.
This is why your family show up and they
Yeah.
here, and they should, because you something to bet with.
Yeah.
I believe
I
you should
always
keep-
bet on ugly, man.
Always bet on ugly.
Bet on
yeah.
ugly. yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I love
And
it.
so a lot of people need to hear this message, because I promise you, even myself, starting off being an entrepreneur is not easy.
No.
Right?
No.
A lot of times people don't even start because they don't have the backing. They don't have somebody saying, let's go, you can do it, right? And so when you tell people do it ugly, it just really resonates with everybody, because a lot of times people get stuck. And when you tell people that and they see your energy and they see your family supporting you and they see you pushing, you say you didn't have a big bag when you started, but you started.
Yeah. I mean,
started.
you got to figure it out, because at the end of the day, what I realize is that this is not about me, right? And so the things that I'm going through, and everything, every mistake, everything that goes wrong. You know what I mean? I had a Valentine's Day release. I didn't get my stuff on Valentine's Day. It came 4 days later. Frustrating. I mean, I cried over this little release. I'm like, come on, man, I put so much work into it. But at the end of the day, like, I realized at the end of the day, everything is about, it's the assignment. It goes towards the assignment. So if you think about it, this is part of the process. So if you were to go and get operated on, you don't want a doctor, no pun intended. I don't want a doctor fresh out of college. I want one that's done this a couple of times
Right.
before. So everything that you go through, if understand that this is all about your experience. So that way, it's just preparation. So that when you do hit the spotlight, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me. You're not gonna be able to tell me I ain't go through that. No, I did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I understand, and I come from a different space, because I do have support. I do have family. You know what I mean? But there are some people who don't have it at all. Man,
That's
come on, your
facts.
little T-shirt business, what you doing? Go get a job. You know what I'm saying? But I do have that. But then there's some friends I've lost along the way too. But it's once again, it's part of the process. And so one thing that I've understood, and one thing that I've committed to. It's crazy we were talking about commitment in marriage, because one thing that I've decided to live by for the rest of my life is that a lot of times what happens is we marry the goal but don't commit to the process. And so you have a goal. The goal is marriage, yes, but you don't commit to the process of what commitment looks like. And so I'm learning that through everything that I'm going through right now, good, bad, and different, you still have to be married to the goal. That's cool. That's the easy part. But you have to be committed to the process in order to get to the goal.
That part.
That's a fact.
Committed to the process.
Commit to the process.
And the
marry
The process can be ugly.
Very.
And the process is where character's built.
Yes.
And the process is where endurance is built. And the process is where you really learn what the importance is of the goal.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I respect the process, because this has been a long journey. Right
Yeah.
here, the platform
Yeah.
you sit on has been a hell of a journey, but it's been a great one. The process is what you learn to appreciate when you get on the other side.
Yeah, and that's also too where you can help somebody else. I mean, at the end of the day, everything is always about something. My dad has always told me it's about how you can help somebody else. So sometimes when you question, why am I going through this, and God, why me, so on and so forth. Kind of be careful about that, because it's what God is, what we might be questioning God in and saying, why me? It's not what's happening to you, it's really what's happening for you. And the reason why it's happening is because you have an assignment. There's going to be somebody else who's going to come and walk behind me and want to do what I'm doing, and I'm going to be able to tell them everything that I know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's really about being able to turn around and eventually just, what are you going to be able to give and invest into somebody else? And so that's pretty much what keeps me going. There's been times I wanted to, man, this everything Gucci, I'm done. You know what I mean? I got a little good government job. Been working for 15 years for the government. My 5 more years, we'd be all right. But there's so much more to life for me than just that. So.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful to hear that from you, because out of that comes so much, and a lot of people will benefit from you having so much more greatness. So they throwing us up and they saying it's a lot of we don't have much more time. So before we do that, I gotta just say, make sure you give out all your accolades, let the people know what you have coming up next
and
where they can support you.
Absolutely. So once again, I am Kelly Kales. I am The Ugly Brand. Check us out, www.theuglybrand.com, for whatever gear we have left. Right now, I'm slowing things down. I will only be releasing, next stuff I'm going to be releasing is for the summertime. The reason why I'm slowing things down is because I am currently building up what is now going to be called The Ugly University. It is a coaching program that will work with people who struggle with perfectionism and getting them to learn how to thrive in imperfection and embracing their imperfections. So right now, I am committing to that process. So I'm having to slow me down elsewhere, but we absolutely are not going to stop. So check us out.
Of course not. Y'all give it up one more time for The Ugly Brand. Hey, let me tell you something.
So proud.
I love your energy. I congratulate you in advance on everything that God is going to bless you with. Because every time I hear a person come on here and speak God business, I know that they're going to be blessed in their situation. So blessings to you in advance. And anything you got going forward in the future, let us know and we got you.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
got
I
you. You are
appreciate
part of
Locked
our
in.
Spotlight family,
appreciate
Coach
you.
Yeah,
Kelly.
for sure.
Y'all
We
give it
family.
up one more time for Coach
Hey,
Kelly.
give it up, give it up, give it up.
Hey!
Yes, indeed.
Yes, my heart is smiling. I love it. We will be right back. We have our next guest. Yusha has been waiting so patiently. We can't wait for you all to meet him as well. So y'all, we'll be back.
We'll be right back. Spotlight over the city. Y'all good?
Yay!